Welcome to NVC Life. I'm Rachelle Lamb, veteran NVC trainer and relationship coach, helping listeners navigate interpersonal conflict and ground more deeply into relational living. Greetings, fellow humans. Today I thought I would devote the time that we have together to darkness. Tomorrow is the winter solstice for those of us who reside in the Northern Hemisphere. And there is so much focus on light, both figuratively and literally. We love the light, we love the sun, and yet if there's too much light, we can't see into the darkness. We can't look at a night sky and really see what's there when there's so much ambient light around us. Maybe you've been blessed to spend time in a rural part of the world where it is so incredibly dark, but you can see the millions of stars out in that sky, which you would not be able to see if you were in a city. And so to make a proper place for the dark, I thought I would read a few poems. And the first one is Sweet Darkness by David Whyte. When your eyes are tired, the world is tired also. When your vision has gone, no part of the world can find you. Time to go into the dark where the night has eyes to recognize its own. There you can be sure you are not beyond love. The dark will be your womb tonight. The night will give you a horizon further than you can see. You must learn one thing. The world was made to be free in. Give up all the other worlds except the one to which you belong. Sometimes it takes darkness and the sweet confinement of your aloneness to learn. Anything or anyone that does not bring you alive is too small for you. Sometimes it takes darkness and the sweet confinement of your aloneness to learn. Anything or anyone that does not bring you alive is too small for you. That is from David Whyte's book, House of Belonging, Sweet Darkness. Now, I've heard David Whyte recite this poem, and he does caution listeners about that last beautiful line, where anything or anyone that does not bring you alive is too small for you, that we don't think that it's another person's responsibility to bring us alive. In fact, that resides very much in our own realm of responsibility. And so it can be a double-edged sword. Of course, sometimes we are in the presence of people where we do feel confined and we're not sure we can break through that confinement and be ourselves. And yet, sometimes it's important to take the risk and see if the relationship can withstand that, or maybe then that terrain is too small for you. And it's time to find another place of belonging. So that's the first poem, Sweet Darkness. And now let's move to the second poem by Rilke. You Darkness is the title of the poem. You, darkness that I come from, I love you more than all the fires that fence in the world. For the fire makes a circle of light for everyone, and then no one outside learns of you. But the darkness pulls in everything, shapes and fires, animals and myself. How easily it gathers them, powers and people. And it is possible a great presence is moving near me. It is possible a great presence is moving near me. I have faith in nights. I really love how Rilke here speaks of darkness as a presence, and a great presence at that. If you have an opportunity to sit in deep stillness on the very day of the solstice, just turn off all the lights and just be in that darkness and let those arms wrap themselves around you. Remember, our beginnings occur in our mother's womb. We are born out of the darkness to come into life. All seeds are planted in the deep, dark earth in order for them to later emerge and grow towards the sun. The next poem I'm going to read is one that I wrote myself a few years ago, and it is titled Praise to the Holy Dark. I am in no great haste to call in the light. No, instead I will be still, lay down a garland of devotion before our mistress of the night, and convene a generous wonder. I will sit in reverence before her, her cauldron of vast mystery, her velvet swaths of starry cloth, obsidian black and raven wise, her charitable amaranthine horizon. I will curl up inside her womb, become a scholar to her mystic ways, attentive to her Delphic whispers that obey their own arching rhythm. Perhaps in her dreams I shall become an owl, a wolf, or a majestic stag, a quickening rune in her deep pocket. And this last piece is by author Heidi Priebe, and it's about the challenges that we sometimes encounter in loving others. To love someone long-term is to attend 1,000 funerals of the people they used to be, the people they're too exhausted to be any longer, the people they don't realize inside themselves anymore, the people they grew out of, the people they never ended up growing into. We so badly want the people we love to get their spark back when it burns out, to become speedily found when they are lost. But it's not our job to hold anyone accountable to the people they used to be. It's our job to travel with them between each version and to honor what emerges along the way. Sometimes it will be an even more luminescent flame. Sometimes it will be a flicker that disappears and temporarily floods the room with a perfect and necessary darkness. Sometimes it will be a flicker that disappears and temporarily floods the room with a perfect and necessary darkness. Maybe you can relate to this one personally, or maybe you know someone who is shedding different versions of themselves. And so that can be a challenging thing when we are shedding parts of ourselves in order to become someone we don't recognize. And that might be happening to you. It might be happening to someone you know. And it's proper. And sometimes it's lonely making because we're no longer in familiar territory. We're outside of our comfort zone. We're in a place where we need to stretch beyond our comfort zone. And yet, something emerges from that, whether it be for better or for worse. It's simply following the rhythms of life. And so to honor the darkness, to honor the winter solstice being the shortest day of the year, this will be the shortest podcast episode of the year for NVC Life. And remember, if you're wondering, what does darkness have to do with NVC? Well, given that nonviolent communication is about remembering or acknowledging the needs that we have, the needs that life has. Surely darkness is a need since it's in the world, just like light is in the world. And so might we carve out a proper place for darkness. Happy solstice, friends. Thank you for tuning into NVC Life. For future episodes, be sure to subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, or YouTube. For free resources or to book a private session with me, head over to RachelleLamb.com. Until the next time, stay sane, grateful, and generous.